Very good evening. Welcome to this live stream with Paulo and with me. I'm Paulo from Ascension, Portugal. And let me know if you can hear us properly in the comments or in the chat on the member website or on YouTube. And then we know we can start. And the subject of today is why is enlightenment helpful? Why enlightenment is helpful. And we like to talk about that, and we hope to inspire you today. So, Paulo, can you talk so to see if your sound is also okay?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, perfect. So, let's see. Bernadette is, yes. Hi, Mathijs and Paulo. Thank you, Bernadette. And Pauline, yes, she can hear us. So, that's good to know. And Pim, you're looking on YouTube and he can hear and see us. So, Paulo, we were preparing this show this last week, and you were very excited about this subject, and also you talked about the different layers of enlightenment, and I think that's really nice to start with. So, would you like to explain what you told me last week? It's so nice.
So this is my perception of what I study about it and what I read and what I hear about it. So the perception then comes from a theory. There is the enlightenment. You don't see that level. Let's put it like the 5 dimension. You don't see it, but it's happening at the same time we are now talking. Mm-hmm. So right now there's 5 dimension happen, and we don't see it, and we think like, okay, but how I can think about it? So the theory and all the things came and explained something in this way. It's like when you go in your car and you are listening in a radio station, okay, some music. The thing is, you are connected to one radio station. You are not, but the other ones are at the same time playing some music, but you can only listening one. So if you change that frequency, you will hear the sound and the music of another radio station, but you disconnect the other one, so you don't hear the other one anymore. Okay, so it's like levels. You are in one level, and you can pass to another level and another level, but you are always in that level. So it's like you don't mix all together. So why you think like enlightenment it's a good thing or can be very good for us? So my perception is something like this. If I can understand what is happening in other perception, other reality, let's put it like this, and translate that for my reality, maybe I start to observe the things in a different way, and I start to get some knowledge that's kind of in the future that I can use it in the present moment. Yes. So that's why I think the enlightenment it's so good, because your observation about what surrounds you, it's so powerful. So it's the same, like you hear that radio station because you like the music, and you don't hear the other radio stations because you know what music they play. So that's the idea. You stay where you like to be. So this is why I think enlightenment is very good. It's be aware of his surrounding you.
Yeah. So it's very nice actually, and it really I can feel what you're saying also, because I work a lot with the Ascended Masters, and the funny thing is that every Ascended Master feels different. The consciousness feels different, like you have different radio stations and signals. And for example, let's take Buddha. Sometimes I connect with Buddha, and then you notice that everything on earth is an illusion, and all things that are normally like personal things that matter to you on a personal level does not matter anymore. It's like, oh, it's totally not important. So that's, I say it's the Buddha consciousness. It's a part of enlightenment. But if we take another radio station, for example, connecting with Maria Magdalene, she will help really to understand the other person you have a conflict with, and be forgiveness to yourself, and feeling more love in yourself, and knowing that you and the other person are one. And it's a totally different radio signal than the Buddha thing. But the one thing they have in common, that it's all one consciousness, but there are different realms, different levels of connecting. So it's really interesting if you take a look at what you told, what enlightenment is, and that there are so many different levels and what we can benefit of. So do I understand it right that we shouldn't focus on like one thing, that it is this enlightenment or enlightenment is that?
No, the point is like, if you imagine the way we were living, or we are living, goes to a kind of, let's put it like Descartes was talking about, the point of like, you born, you go to school, then you find a job, then you find a woman, then you get married, then you get kids, and you continue work on that thing. Sometimes you go on holidays, and then you go and die. So the thing is like a linear life. Okay, so this is a way, a frequency or a radio station of living. Let's put it like that. But if you choose like, okay, my radio station will not be that linear part. I want something else for my life. I feel that I need something else. I feel that I need to be more than just this radio station. So you choose to understand, or you choose to find other radio station to see what is in there, to listening that music. So you go listening at other musics until you start to understand your purpose in life, your what is it's really matter to you, and what's really make you happy. Because the point of life, and you live if you are happy, you live if you are in a state of consciousness, imbalanced. So this is your point of living. Otherwise, you are always trying to find something else, or you are always trying to find something different, because you need to distract yourself. So you need to find your music to feel you are in home.
Yes.
So it's a kind of like, I need to go home.
It's very nice what you're telling. The first thing that pops up with me is like, we have so much thoughts about things that we easily miss, like a radio station that can be very important for us, like some kind of energy. And so if you look at us, and we can choose the thoughts we have, like you're telling me, like it's very easy to have no thoughts and just connect to another radio station. But actually for a person, it is not so easy, because all the thoughts and all the emotions we got, they can be a little bit in the way of connecting with the radio station that can really help us benefit in our life, and keeping ourselves more to our own energy and living our own energy. So what do you do when you discover you can't get the right radio signal, or you were being blocked.
Yeah. For me, I'm wearing like tools from Ascension to make and make therapies. I did 3 therapies this afternoon. For that people get consciousness about what's happening in their life. Like I can tell you, my last one was a person, and she makes therapies too. She is a therapist, and when the moment I say to her, like, you have a lot of light, but around you there's a black something is surrounding you, is not right. It's not clear, and she understood was something was really not right, and we clarified that. So the point in here is what I do. It's I go from the tools and I go for therapies for that, because the point is that is like you need to unblock. It's the right. We need to unblock all the things, because if you go for human mind, and I was talking with her about it, and I wrote something. It's very very curious because I wrote something about it, and you talk about Buddha, and we can talk about all of enlightened people who pass in the earth, Jesus, Buddha, I don't know, so many, right? And the point in here is like, none of them wants to prove they were right. They only wish the word love was transmitted. So they were far away from the cosmos, or from how the live on earth, the start of the earth, or everything. They were completely out of everything, because everything was like superficial, and the only relation of dimension was love. So the only one they want to pass was really the love. So they don't care about if there are blocks, or if there are cosmos, whatever. If the earth turns around, for them they were not that message. They want to get knowledge. The thing was like the love.
Yes.
So we need to understand how can we enlighten until the point we get that love to ourselves.
Yeah. So it's maybe now a nice time for some questions from people, and I already saw Margriet is asking something. I have to read it. Good evening, my friends. Very nice, Margriet. Buddha was living without a founded religion. Isn't that why he has a more grounded point of view? If you have a religion along with the ascended masters, then it gets multiplied. Buddha was a perfect example of someone who is guided by the ascended masters when you just believe in yourself without a religion, wasn't he? So it's a nice question also about religion. It's interesting because if you look at consciousness of one, then all the religions are there. And if you look at Buddha, he understood that principle. Like, there's no right or wrong religion. We are all one. There is one consciousness. Actually, the religions are an illusion. So I can tell that not only from reading, but my own experience. First, when I go to the church, I felt I couldn't fully work there because the old energy of the church were there with their own faults and things, and it was not helpful for me. And I felt blocked, and then I thought I have to solve that block. So I was meditating, And then Buddha came along and he said, yeah, it's all an illusion. You can go past that energy and then work with the energy of love, with your telling. And that was really nice. So it is about love, and religion is not important. It's like you understand that religion is something that's created to help, in a good or bad way, that can be up to you, to help to connect to your heart and to the love. So it can be helpful because thoughts can be helpful as something we created and set an energy with. So it's very, very good, Mathijs, that talking about religion it's like you're going through that dimension and see that all the religions are an illusion and we are all one. So it's a very nice question, I think. And maybe you can add something to that, Paulo?
I think for me, I think it's something like this. If you look at the history of humankind, whatever, you always need a philosophy for your life. You need a philosophy for giving you like a GPS, or you giving you a road to go. So the humankind always go for what is my philosophy. So the point in here is like, it's like you say, they are all one. They all talk about love. So then the man, the humankind, go and think like, okay, we need a philosophy for achieve that. So that's the point. Is like all the religions for me goes to the same one. It's love. But to achieve there's a lot of roads, like we were talking about. There's a lot of frequencies, there's a lot of radio stations, there's a lot of music. So my music is one, and I can see like, okay, I want to go in that direction because that is what I feel good to go. For the other person, like from Buddha, was in another way, because it's a point of if we think about it, it's like, okay, Buddha was there and was enlightened because of he was meditating, he was passing no way of. And then you have the histories of Jesus, who goes and heal this person, or do this, or did that, try to, in certain way, in a materialized way, he wants to show love. Okay, so it's two perceptions. I think it's two ways to show love, but at the same time, the same road goes to the same point, because it's only about love.
It's only, yes, it is. So, really nice question of Pauline. She's talking about our guides, and we have one head guide with us. And her question is, your head guide does not need to reincarnate. Is it also an ascended master? So thank you for your question, Pauline. It is actually, I have to really think about it, but I think when I tune in on myself and just what's logical for me and makes sense for me, I think normally your head guide is going with you multiple lives. He's learning as you are learning. So you're learning together. It's like he's on the other side and you're here, but you're learning together. And then when you are enlightened, he will also be enlightened, because you learn together. So you grow together. So that's why I think that he will be I don't think it's like an ascended master, but it will be like something different, because an ascended master lived on Earth or another planet and ascended, but he or she did ascend on a different way. So I don't know if you call that an ascended master, but maybe we should just expand our vocabulary a little bit on the word.
Yeah, it's a unity. So it's like we are all together. It's like you say. It's if one grow, the all grow, because it's a unity. Because what I do for me, I do for the rest. I do for you, and I do for Pauline, and I do for everybody. Because when I enlighten myself, when I grow up in that way, in that road, I'm bringing you with me, and I bring everybody with me, because that's the power of the frequency. It's like that's the power of everybody is connected. That is the thing. Is if I do my part, I will bring you with me to that part. Okay, so that is the point. Is always bring everybody who is in the same frequency to the same road, to the same place. So we are all achieving something.
Yes. So we talked a little bit about, or a lot about enlightenment, but a little bit about how helpful it is. So I think we should just focus a little bit more about how helpful the different frequencies can be. And we talked about Buddha. So if you have like a really big problem and you meditate with that energy, and then you think, oh, it's not important, or to forgive, or there's so much possibilities, and like we have Christmas in a few days, so it may be nice to talk about Jesus or Sananda, which is his name right now. And well, he was about unconditional love, and let me talk how he helped me one time, and then put it in a perspective how this enlightened energy can help you benefit. And that was with, actually I was in a group of people, and we were looking at each other's website to help it to improve. So is it understandable? Is the message clear? Can you say some things different? And then I had like these, I made energetic things. I don't know even the English words, but you could take it with you in, and it was with energy of the Ascended Masters, and I put it on the website, and he was saying, "Oh, you're totally crazy, and it's not real, and all kind of things." And it was a group, so a lot of people were saying, "You can't say that. Be respectful to each other." And I was not reacting. I just thought, okay, let's meditate. And then Jesus came along, Sananda, and was saying, I love him. And in that feeling of I love him, everything was like, okay, if you love him, it's okay. I can love him. If you love him, I can love him. And then I just wrote the sentence, well, I was meditating and Jesus loves you, so I don't see a problem. It's okay. And then he wrote me a personal message later, and he was saying, oh, I'm a Christian, and when you wrote that was really important for me, and I behaved really bad, and he started to apologize himself for his behavior. And it's really nice, because that was not the purpose of why I'm writing that. I was just writing that because I felt it like that. And really nice that it was actually a way to solve a problem which I wasn't really feeling, but yeah, there was the problem got enlightened because just of that sentence and the frequency. And that is really nice that the benefit for me on that moment was that I felt totally and completely lovable to the other person, and that it didn't really solve the problem, but it like pushed the frequency up for everybody, also who was looking at what is all being written. So for my personal example, that was really, really nice way to see how helpful the energy of enlightenment is with the Ascended Masters, and also how it can help you if you start living more this frequency. So yeah, it's really nice. Yeah.
Now it's for me what I see, and it's that's why I talk about radio station frequency, whatever. It's just an example. It's just for us to see how easy or not. But when you are aware, how can you change that frequency like you do it in the radio in your car? It's but the thing is, like, for me, I don't see it like, okay, if I say like I'm not angry, I'm not angry, I'm not, doesn't for me doesn't do nothing. My point is, like, I really need to feel, and that's the thing, is like when I start to do that kind of meditation, that kind of perception, that kind of observation about what is the frequencies, I start to understand, and I start to be very calm and react very calm in some situations that I normally explode very easily. And after that, I start to, like, not feel that explosion, because the thing is, like, you don't explode. A lot of times you don't explode, but inside of you it's like a bomb. And right now what I feel, it's like I don't explode, but it doesn't stay inside of me like wants to explode. So that is the difference, in my opinion, of when you think about, like, I will not explode about this, and when you feel I will not explode about this. So that is something different, because if you need to explode, explode. It's like, woo.
Yes.
Is really is. But when you are aware, because you are trying to tune in another frequency, that will make you very, very happy with your reactions, and that's what I feel it's the best thing to have when you start to make this road. It's your reactions.
Yeah, it's really, really good when you were talking about keeping your emotions within you, like you're not exploding while you feel you want to explode. Actually, if you don't, the energy will be stored somewhere in your body, like in the cells or in an organ, or different possibilities somewhere in your aura. And I know when actually when we were practicing on each other with the Neil tools, I was like feeling, oh, there's some old emotions that get out of my body when I was dreaming, or when I treat someone. You will also see that old emotion that were not being shown into the world. It is somewhere stored, and there are a lot of books about it, and I think this is just one nice little subject we should really be aware of. A lot of books say, like, when the lungs there is grief, and the kidneys there is anger, but that's not really all the times. It is for like 80% maybe, or I don't know the percentage, but when we do treatments, you see that it is on different places in the body, and not always what is written about it. Like, you can have grief like in the knee, or like in the shoulder, or within the heart. So there are different places where the energy can be stored, and it's good to follow, like we said in the last episode, last time we were like, to follow your heart and your intuition to solve these kinds of problems, to grow and use the right frequencies. So I think that's important to understand that you really have to let yourself go, just explode, and practice to embody the other energy more, and then you will notice, okay, I'm not exploding anymore. But when you did explode, you could let go the energy and not block or store it, because that's also not very healthy for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. I start with one thing was very important for me, then I realized was like I start with the tool to help me with all the geometry, and helps me in a way of everything was part of me. So everything that happened was really part of me. So start to change my frequency of like there was an action and my reaction is in the same direction. Because if I react in the opposite, in the contrary of that frequency, something will be hurt. So the idea here is when it comes that frequency, you you grab it because it's part of you, and then it's like, okay, what am I gonna do with you? Then you, with the most calm you can have, you say like, okay, what I'm gonna do with you? How can we work? I don't want you, so I need to put it away, but I don't want to reject you straight. I want to understand what you came to do, and then you can go. So that is the beauty of the part of enlightenment, in my opinion. It's when the frequency is coming, you don't reject straight because you don't react. You take that action, and your action is how can I make this work, and then the reaction will be like you can go just slowly, easily.
And the nice thing of what you're telling is that you embrace it with love and you raise your own frequency with love. So you are also raising your consciousness and enlighten yourself more by doing just what you said. So really nice. Let's see. Pauline, thanks you both for your beautiful answers. It was a while ago. And Bernadette, that's really a true gift. Oh yeah, Margriet, sorry, I missed your reaction, comment. Isn't that kind of entity a light worker like us? Yes. So your head guide is definitely also a light worker on its own level. Pauline is very curious about the new tools. When will they be available? Well, Pauline, we decided to first do all the 12 delights. The last one will be in February. And after that, we will look if we are going. They're really special. That's not for everybody, but we don't know. We're still experimenting with it. But it will be after February if we make them available. We think they're very special and the energy is really high. So we're a little bit thinking how can we truly let people benefit of it on a way that they can use it. That's important. And we didn't figure out that quite yet. We are far, but we're not far enough yet. So it's good that it's like in March or April, something like that.
Yeah.
Margriet, meditation always calms me, no matter what happened. It brings peace and tranquility to me. Very nice. Yes, meditation is really good. I hear all this and think, I still have a long way to go, but that's okay. I'm working on it, says Bernadette. Well, interesting. I know Bernadette, and I know she's really, I'm actually very proud of Bernadette. Like, I've seen what she already have achieved. When I read this, I think, oh, just look back for a moment, because you have achieved so much in just so short a time. And when you look back, I think you will say to yourself, wow, I'm really proud of myself for achieving that. So I understand you're looking forward. It's always good, like, to know what the possibilities are, but it's also sometimes good to just look back and think, wow, what an enormous growth I've made. It's good for your, it's also good for your own empowerment. So Bernadette, really look also back to where you came from and what you already achieved, because that are huge steps you have made. And for Paula and me also is like we're exploring all possibilities, and there are so much possibilities, and I can know them all, Paula can't know them all, but working together, so that's why I'm so happy that we can do this together, because you have a different perspective than I have, but together it's more.
Yeah.
So you don't need to have all, like you are your beautiful self, and with the other persons we can be more. And I think that's also very good to understand that you don't have to be everything. Together we are everything, and if we can connect together, that is the most beautiful thing we can do, I think.
Yeah, it's you don't build a house alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need a team.
Yes.
So there's in everything. You always need a team. You always need always need the person to do this, the person to do that. That person knows this. So it's like we don't know everything. We are all construct and are all trying to know more. So we are, and for me, the best thing is when I know something, or when I think I know, or when I hear or study, whatever. The most beautiful thing is when I share with somebody, because then I'm not just knowing something. I'm curious if the other person agrees, or if there's something that can be builded from there. So that's my thing, is like I study things and then I put it like this, and we talk to it a lot about it. And it's the biggest point is like when I say something, you think like, okay, but and if it this way, and then we start to really create something. Because if I just say something and I think like, this is the right way, it will be wrong. I need to share with you, and then you need to give me your perspective, for we really build something. And
Yeah.
that is the way we build something.
Yeah, very nice. So, last question, and then we can just go to a finish of today's live stream. Pauline, okay, the lights are very beautiful and they work good. I'm anxious in social issues, and the Rosa light helps with good results. I had a very social talk today with my brother, with whom I couldn't communicate till now. So that is very nice, because the pink light, the Rosa light, it is made for that, and it is for helpful for for this kind of thing. So really nice. Thank you for sharing that, Pauline, with us. And we're very happy that you have such good and nice results with the Rosa lights. So thank you for sharing that with us. And some people think, what are lights and what you're talking about, and maybe they want to know more about lights or things. So yes, where
The
I
light.
do have a website somewhere. Yes. So
It's
here,
a pink light.
this is the pink light. Yeah.
Yes.
It looks a little bit purple actually on my screen, but
Yeah.
it is the pink light. What was Pauline talking about?
This is the purple.
Yeah, that is the purple light. Yeah, very different. So I have a light also today. Like this is with a spiral, and this is what's it called? Can you see it?
Red?
Yeah, it's
No?
a ruby. Is it ruby red? Yeah, that's the English word.
Yeah.
Ruby red. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can wear that, and that will really help you. Yeah. I know when I Skype you, you always wear a light. You have a different one than yesterday, so you're changing it. And I do that too, but also do it with the Guardians. So thank you
Yes.
very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If so, and you're on YouTube, just put a thumbs up. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel and ring the bell to notify when we are going live again. And I will see if there are any comments now. and we go live next week on Friday evening at 8 o'clock again. For us it's 7 o'clock, but for you it's 8 o'clock in Holland. And we will think about a nice subject. So if you have any ideas what we should be talking about, just let us know by email or in the comments on YouTube, or any way you contact us. It's perfect, and we will definitely think about the subject you are telling us we can talk about, because we really love talking about it and inspire you people. So thank you very much for watching. Have a really nice Christmas all, and we see you next week.
Yes, thank you all for listening us and share your ideas with us, and have good energies, and a Merry Christmas, a very good Merry Christmas.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.